Hey, it's Marita with another episode of Book Bites. And today I'm going to talk about Richard Bach's One. It's considered a novel. I have a feeling there's a lot of truth in it. According to this app that I have, it says under the spell of quantum physics, Bach and his wife Leslie are catapulted into an alternate world, one in which they exist simultaneously in many different incarnations. I've read this book. I wish that I had written in the book when I read it. Oh, I did. Winter of 2015, October of 2020. I just finished it now. And that's when I began. I mean, I've had this book. I'm sure this is like maybe the 8th time that I've read it. It is about, as I just read, it's about Richard and his wife. They are flying an airplane, and they fly through this energetic blast of light, and they find themselves in another dimension. And as they approach that when they approach the water, there are all these lines, and these lines, or these roads, or whatever they are, they're all choices. And what it speaks to is that the quantum physics is when we have all of these options, but when we make this choice, all of those close. They are gone. And they go down with the airplane, and they go into this new old life, and they have this experience with their younger self, or in a different carnation. This is mind expanding, and if you don't believe in reincarnation, I do not recommend it. If you're curious and want to understand, like, what does all this mean? What is this quantum physics, and what does it mean to have past lives? And do you all, like, they believe that they were twin flames, and they experienced their lifetimes together in various scenarios. Like, this was 30 years ago, this was then. They met up with Pi, this little woman named Pi, Pye, and she was both of their souls in a future life. I mean, it's mind-bending, but it's clearly, I like it. I don't typically invest, I don't buy novels. I typically go to the library to read, and read from the library. But when it comes to Richard Bach, I've read all of his books. There's only one I didn't care for. But I've read them multiple times, because every time you come back to something that's this expansive, you see things and learn things that you hadn't noticed before, because you're different. So yeah, I love it. Is there anything that I could read? There's one thing. Let's see. I had that marked. So this is when they're patterns. They were called patterns. The patterns. They sprawled majestically below, and we goggled down in wonder. We fly up high, I said, trembling with insight, and we have perspective. We see every choice, every fork, every crossroad, but the lower we fly, we lose perspective. When we land, our perspective on all the other choices is gone. We focus on detail, daily, hourly, minutely, alternate lifetimes forgotten. I think when you've learned what we need to learn, you remember your seaplane. So what happens is they go into this past life, and they interact with different versions of themselves from the past. And when the lesson has been learned, when whatever that experience was to deliver, when that has been learned, then the version of themselves in the airplane actually pushes that lever forward and starts the engine, and they begin their journey up, and they disappear from that. It's really mind-bending. Considered a novel, well read, well written. I really enjoy Richard Bach, and I find it to be light reading, but I do enjoy it, and I would recommend it. Clearly, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it on Book Bites. But give it a shot, and I'll see you at the next episode. Bye-bye.